Welcome back. Hunter Biden offering to publicly testify before the House Oversight Committee on December 13th. His attorney writing this: "We have seen you use closed-door sessions to manipulate, even distort the facts and misinform the public. We therefore propose opening the door." But Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer says Hunter does not get to dictate the terms of a subpoena and must appear for that closed-door deposition before public testimony. Joining me right now is South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace. She's a member of the House Oversight Committee. Congresswoman, thanks very much for being here this morning.
Good morning, Maria. Great to be back.
We've been talking about the difference of a public hearing versus a behind closed door hearing where you could probably get more information. Can you walk us through the difference and why you would think Hunter would believe that it's in his best interest to go in the public hearing as opposed to the closed door one?
Well, certainly, and Hunter Biden should not get special treatment here at all. But the biggest difference is when we have these public hearings on the House Oversight Committee or the Judiciary Committee, members of Congress only get 5 minutes a turn. That's it. But when you sit for a deposition, there are attorneys involved, members are involved, staff are involved. You sit there for hours. It could go all day. You get a lot more information that you then can bring out during a public hearing. But he shouldn't be treated any differently than anyone else. And let's face the facts. Don Jr. sat for not one, but 2 depositions before Congress. So, Hunter Biden, what are you so afraid of?
So what do you want to find out from Hunter Biden? What's most important to you?
I want to know where all the bodies are buried. I want to know how these companies were created and layered, where the money was from China and how it got to the U.S., how it got to different Biden family members. Where was Joe Biden? How was he involved? What kind of bribery? The WhatsApp messages, the emails, the text messages. We'll be able to verify his accounting of all of that. And quite frankly, I think he needs to sit for more than one deposition. There's so much money that was involved here. It's incredible. But we've got to do the first step, which is the deposition.
How much money?
And I'll be there. I'll be there, Maria.
Oh, I'm sure you will. You're on the Oversight Committee. You've done an incredible job, you as well as James Comer, in exposing some things that we had no idea. How much money do you believe the Biden family has pocketed at this point?
Oh, well, it's north of $50 million. The amount of money that we're talking about that we've seen in suspicious activity reports, the amount of money that's been laundered through that family, through their corruption, is going to be north of that. And I think it's significant sums. And, you know, was it cash? Was it credit card? How was this done? Where did Joe Biden have access to the money? All these things can come forward through the testimony of people like Hunter Biden and those affiliated with him. And this is just the start. I want to bring in the bookkeeper. I want to bring in other witnesses and whistleblowers. There's so many different points to this investigation. It's going to take a bit of time, but the deposition is the first place to start, and I can't wait to take my turn with Hunter Biden on this.
Well, some of your colleagues on the Democrat side are concerned about Hunter Biden's strategy. They told Politico that going on the offense could be, quote, all risk and no reward. A friend of Hunter also reportedly feeling that Democrat lawmakers are refusing to defend the first son because they're, quote, betting on the political expediency of sacrificing Hunter. Congresswoman, how does this all play out for the 2024 election?
Well, this does not end well for Joe Biden. I can guarantee you that. We get Hunter Biden in and his associates in to prove out what we've been saying all along. And look, every time a Republican has been called a conspiracy theorist on this investigation, every fact we brought forward has been proved to be true. And so that's what we've got to do. And the American people will decide whether or not Joe Biden is corrupt and he should be president. But by this time, it's pretty obvious how this ends.
Well, we heard from the White House on it. What do you want to say to Karine Jean-Pierre? Here's what she commented about this debacle yesterday. Watch.
House Republicans should really focus on American families instead of the president's family. That's what Americans want to see.
What's your response?
Well, Congress can walk and chew gum at the same time. We have a number of committees that have a number of responsibilities, and investigating corruption at the highest levels of government is literally the job of the Oversight Committee, and we're going to do our job, Karine, no matter what you say.
Well, you mentioned it a minute ago. Democrats did not mind when it was Trump's family being investigated.
Yeah,
Donald Trump
exactly.
Jr. posted on X this. He was forced to sit for depositions with Congress 4 times, and once with the January 6th Select Committee, Congresswoman. So what would be your most important question for Hunter Biden then?
Well, first of all, I want to say to the Trump family, this is a complete double standard, what the Biden family is trying to accomplish here. But Hunter Biden, really, at the end of the day, I want to know where all the bodies are buried. I want to know how much money you pocketed, how much money you earned, and then you gave to your father for this pay-to-play scheme. At the end of the day, the American people deserve nothing less but the truth.
Kenny.
Congresswoman, I got a quick question. We've seen the reports. You guys have followed the money. It's very clear. Do you really think Hunter Biden's just going to roll over and say, oh, this is where it came from?
Well, we'll see. I mean, the important part is having this deposition under oath and getting more information to verify what we've seen so far on the laptop, text messages, bank records, et cetera. We have to have this as part of the process. We have to show the American people we're following the Constitution, we're giving everyone involved due process, and that we're doing it the right way. We do not want to politicize the process like Nancy Pelosi has done in the past. We have to do a much better job because the bar is higher for us.
Well, people are really frustrated, even with the Republicans, Congressman. I mean, you know that. I mean, give me a break. You just tried to impeach Alejandro Mayorkas, and it failed. We have 7 million people who've come into this country on Joe Biden's watch, and you can't even get an impeachment of the guy who's lying to you, telling you the border is secure.
I know, it's insane. And in fact, Maria, as I sat down for this interview, I got a text from a constituent complaining about border issues and are we going to get anything done? And my answer was, it doesn't look like we'll be able to accomplish anything this year or next year. And I, quite frankly, don't understand why it's so hard. The facts are there. People are running across the border every single day, terrorists coming across, et cetera. And we can't do a darn thing about it right now. To me, I'm incredulous over it, and it's extremely disappointing when we have the ability to do that.
It's worse than disappointing. This is a national security issue. We're all worried that we're going to have a terrorist act here on U.S. soil, given the number of people that have been apprehended on the terrorist watch list.
Higher than it's ever been. It's a scary time for America.
It sure is a scary time. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's just 1 in 133 million people in this country have crossed into the border in just the last year alone, right? It's even higher. It's almost 3 times the rate if you're talking about from the start of Biden's presidency. We're also seeing intelligence has warned that terror threats are on the rise as a result of Hamas aggression against Israel. We're seeing it on our college campuses, how many overt terrorist sympathizers we have. Are there concerns that there will be terrorists coming from these Middle Eastern countries? Or is it a more homegrown threat that we should be worried about?
Well, I think it's all the above here, what we're looking at. And look, we sent Schumer a Homeland Security Appropriations and Spending bill that had border security in it that addressed some of these issues, and he won't give us the time of day. I mean, this is an enormous problem. I do think that Democrats are going to have to answer for it next year in 2024. It is one of the top 2 or 3 issues for every American in every state across the country.
Yeah,
today.
I haven't heard much about the anti-Semitism from Chuck Schumer. Why not?
It's crazy to me, and you're seeing it on college campuses everywhere. And I think I read a headline this morning that Harvard's now being investigated for the anti-Semitism on their campuses. And I have a large Jewish community in my district, and they're afraid to walk outside and walk down the street. Yeah. And that's just crazy that it's 2023. And this is where we are culturally in this country.
And in terms of your priorities, Congressman, the money to Israel, when does that go out? Where does that go?
Yeah, it's hard to say what the timing will be on that. I fully support Israel and making sure that they have all of the necessary aid that they need to defend themselves. I know that our focus the last couple of days has been seeing these hostages get released out of Hamas's hands, and that is encouraging. But there's more to do because we know that fighting will resume soon, very shortly.
All right, Congresswoman, thanks very much for weighing in on all of that. We appreciate it. Nancy Mace, good to see you.